بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is our program Spirit of Values and this is Dr. Tariq Rashid. Today we will discuss the concept of the value of time. Time is a very crucial and a very important resource in each one's life. So what are we going to discuss and what are the objectives in this episode? So now let's see what are the main objectives of this episode. First, we will learn how to set our goals in life, how to set our priorities, because time has to be managed by setting priorities in our lives. Second, we will check the concept of how we monitor our daily habits and try to manage the bad habits in time management in order to get the most benefits from our time. Also, we will check how to use the tools that will help us to manage more effectively our time. And one of the issues that are always discussed is the stress management. Most people feel that time is against them, and let's go through a cycle of stress. How to manage our stress, how to set our priorities, how to try to balance our professional life with our personal life. All of these will we discuss in this episode. Let's start of the following question. The universe was created in 6 days, although God can create it in less than nanosecond. What is the main message to all humans from God? 6 days of creation, although can God do it in less than nanosecond? The main concept is big issues needs planning. So the concept of time, we have to manage it by setting our goals in life. And let us think together, what is your main goal in life? Why do we live? What do you want to achieve? What is your dream in life? Lots of questions is directly related to the concept of time. If you have only 20 hours left in your life, what you will choose to do? Think please in this question. It's very important. No one can guarantee that we will live for another 1 minute. So if there is only 24 hours left in your life, what will you choose to do? Please try to think, set a concept in your mind. Then, do you think 2020 has passed quickly? Although it was lots of a crisis, COVID-19 and everything, but really 2020 has passed very quickly. Is this a fact? Or we are imagining it's a fact. Whenever we proceed in time, the universe vanishes and time accelerates, which will come that 1 month you feel it as 1 week, 1 week like 1 day. So time is a very crucial element in our lives, how to use this value in our lives to get the most benefits. Let's go deeply and discuss. Time is looked as past, present, and future. Past has just passed. It's lessons for us. Present is the real time. It's the now. We don't know we'll reach future or not. Wish you all long lives. But the main idea is now, and either now or without W, which means no. How can we use present to go deeply into future? This is the concept of value of time. Forget the past. Who only look at past or just present, for sure will miss the future. How to start thinking of this value on 5 levels: my personal life, my organizational professional life, my family, my society, and my relation with God. Excellent people using this value, balancing the 5 relations in their lives. Again, personal life with myself, with my family, with my colleagues at work, with my society, and with God. Let's also discuss that time is the most very important resource that you cannot get back. You may lose money, but you can also get money, except time. If it flies, you will never get it back. So people should think, how can I invest in this very important resource in our lives? Sometimes people look to time as it's a minute, it's an hour, day, week, decade, century. It really depends on how do you invest. Sometimes 1 minute is very important. Ask players in a football game and they have just 1 minute to be equal with the other team. Sometimes people waste lots of hours. All people have 24 hours in their lives. Some people are investing the 24 hours. Some people are even losing 24 years. Let's please start investing this very important value, which is time. Let's go deeply. What are the inputs in this value? And just to remind you, in this value of spirit of values, we discuss always the inputs, the process, and the output. For the value of time, the input is now. The process is planning, prioritizing, investing. The output is achievement. Some people lost lots of hours, weeks, and days with no achievement. So the process was totally wrong. So let's start of the present status, think of the future, and start investing our time. This is the main concept in the result chain of the time value. Let's check the following. Do you suffer modern sickness? I will just make a test for each of you. When I tell you close your eyes, just close your eyes. When you feel that 1 minute passed, just open your eyes. Let's try. Close your eyes. When you think that 1 minute has just passed, just open your eyes. So please close your eyes. Most people in this exercise, they underestimate the 1 minute. Most people always open their eyes at 30 seconds, 40 seconds, rarely to get the 1 minute estimation. Why? We are suffering something we call the killing speed. Most people think that they are fighting against time, rather to take time as a resource of investment and proceed. This will cause stress in our lives. If we are always fighting against time and we think that time is flying, this is real, what we call the modern sickness, that we feel that we are losing time. This is reflected in another problem which we call stress. So the modern killing stresses is the killing speed as well as the stress. How can we start feeling relaxation and also at the same time achieving results? This is the main concept of balancing our time. The 24 hours is available to each one of us. How can we invest in this resource without feeling sorry at the end of our life? And look to the following concepts. If we look to the word deserts, if you try to make the reverse of deserts, what is the reverse? Stressed, yeah? Deserts, stress. This is life, positive and negative. How can we balance? And they always say positive issues in life fall between two negatives. Balancing is the main concept. We don't want to stress you, but don't feel too relaxed without any achievement. The idea of this value of time is the concept of balancing this very crucial, important resource in our lives. Let's think of this and the first rule. First things first. Define, please, your priorities. This is a main rule. So the episode will go to discuss how can I make priorities? How can I manage this very important resource? Ready? And let's proceed. Let me check with you the following. Can you set off your mobile for 2 hours? Some people cannot even for minutes. Can you leave your mobile at home for 3 days? And be realistic. 85% of people having mobile, they cannot. So if you cannot manage your mobile, in such a case, mobile is managing you. In time, you are the manager of your time. If you are managed by others, by mobile, by devices, you cannot actually manage the most valuable resource. So let me also go deeply in this. Are you managing your relations or your relations are managing you? And finally, are you managing your time or your time is the manager? For most people, time is managing them. They are just going like a wheel in life. Please, let's think. What is time for you? How can I invest in this very important value? A very important question to answer. Let's think of the following. A study was done in the United States of America for a person who lives 60 years. They found, by measuring how people use the 60 years, they found 7 years in your life in the bathrooms. Washing, wudu, shaving. So how did they measure and take an average? Actually, just try to make a schedule for yourself and check for 1 day how much you go to the bathroom for shaving, then multiply by 24 hours, multiply by 365, you will get in 1 year. Multiply by 60, you will get 7 years in bathing, 6 years in eating. Some people have fast food, and some cultures have to go through 3 hours in the dinner or etc. So 6 years of your life you are eating. 3 years in meetings. And the last research about meeting management, 80% of meetings are not necessary. Don't meet for meeting. If there is no purpose, don't meet. If you can do it virtually, do it. If you can do it by sending an email, don't waste time meeting for longs of hours without achievement. So 3 years of our lives in meetings. 3 hours in queues for the supermarket, going for the petroleum in queues. 3 years. This is American. Sometimes in other countries you may find 5 years. And 3 years in just wasting in random issues. And 4 years in mobiles. This study was done 2007, before the spreading of WhatsApp and lots of social media. And I'm sure now it becomes more than 6 years of our lives in mobile, assuming that we will reach 60 years. 1 year in traffic jam in US. In some countries, it may go up to 5 years of red lights and traffic jam. And logically, you sleep 8 hours out of the 24, which means 1/3 of your life you are sleeping. So 1/3 of 60 is 20 years. If you sum up the total, you will find 47 years. Out of 60, we are left with 13 years. Remove childhood, we have only 5 years. Assuming we will reach 60. Hoping long life for you. This is a big question to think. What I want to do? How can I invest in this very important resource? A question to each one of you. How can we reinvest, how can we replan to get the most of this very important value in our lives, which is time. Even if you look to the sayings of Proverbs, time is like a sword. If you don't cut, you will be cut with. Most people are cut with, not cutting the time. But in Western countries, they say time is money. Time is money. Can you buy time? Of course, but you cannot buy age. But for sure, I can buy time. Imagine, how can I buy time? Using resources. For example, if I want to go now from Sharjah to Mecca, I may go by car, but I may go by plane. If I go by plane, I pay more, but I bought hours. Time is to be invested. So easily we can buy time, but we cannot buy age. Ask Qarun. So how can I utilize and use this important issue? Time is money. Time is a sword. Either you manage, or sorry to say, you are managed by time. Now, which is more important? The compass or the clock? Debatable question. Some people know, no, time is very important. Some people know, no, compass. What's the use of going quickly in wrong direction? You are losing time. First, compass, direction, then time counts. Even imagine when you go and you want to use the GPS, you start the location first, then it will give you the time. Direction first, then time counts. What is your direction in life? Before you start managing your time, you should set a direction, a compass. What is your dream? And let me ask the following questions. Where are you after 2 years from now? Where are you after 5 to 7 years from now? What is your dream in life? And they always said, poor people don't have dreams. Napoleon Bonaparte, in one of his most important sayings, he said the following: people who are serious sleep only 5 hours. Ordinary men sleep 6 to 7 hours a day. Ordinary women sleep 7 to 8 hours. Not me, I'm saying. Napoleon continues, stupid people sleep 9 hours a day. 9 hours of sleeping? Imagine if you just sleep 6 hours, 3 hours a day, times 365, times 60, you have another budget of time that will help you invest this important resource. In the second episode, we will discuss how can really we use all tools in order to manage our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.